In this episode of the Butt Chronicles, we take a look at Beavis and Butt-Head, episode 23, For Better or Worse.
Welcome to Industrial Industries World Radio's The Butt Chronicles.
You said welcome.
Oh God.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen and butt munches alike? Welcome to the Butt Chronicles, your audio guide to everything Beavis and Butt-Head. And I'm your host, DJ Glowing Ice. Well, just to give you a little disclaimer, I'm still fighting off a mad allergy just stuff. It's allergy season, so my nose is a little stuffy, but we're going right through it. Business as usual, the show must go on. So if I sound a little nasally, that's why. No big deal. Now let's move on. So Beavis and Butt-Head, episode 23, For Better or Worse. This episode first aired on MTV on June 17th, 1993, and that's all you need to know. So, what happens in Beavis and Butt-Head For Better or Worse? Well, let's check it out. We start off in Beavis and Butt-Head's house as the boys sit on the couch watching TV. They're watching a commercial for a TV show starring Meredith Baxter Birney. The announcer in the commercial says, "She's fallen on hard times, but she's a woman with a mission. 3 missions. Nurse." In which we see a scene where Meredith is dressed up as a nurse, standing next to a man in bed as she says, "Walk, damn it, walk." The announcer cuts back in saying, "Vigilante," which then shows Meredith holding on to her son as a man points a gun at them. Meredith says, "Stay away from my kid, or your ass is mine." The announcer cuts back in saying, "Seductress," which we then see a back view of Meredith as she stands naked in front of a man in a suit as she says, "Dinner's on." Meredith Baxter Birney, One Woman's Burden, Saturday on the Time of Your Life Network. The boys laugh, and Butthead says, "This sucks. Change the channel, dude." Next, we see Beavis and Butt-Head in Mr. Van Driesen's class as they sit in the back of the class in their desks. Beavis is holding a lighter in his hand, while Butt-Head is spraying it with an aerosol can. "No, dude, you light it first, then spray," says Beavis as he flicks the lighter on and off. Butt-Head sprays the lighter as it's flicked on, which then covers Beavis in flames. Beavis laughs as he now has black charred burns all over himself, as Butt-Head says, "That was cool." Next, we see in the front of the classroom Mr. Van Driesen as he stands in front of the teacher's desk. Van Driesen says, "Okay, class, can I have your attention, please?" "Okay, class, today we're going to explore the world of haiku." Looking back to the boys, Butt-Head asks, "We're going to explore the world of getting high? Cool." Back to Van Driesen as he says, "No, Butt-Head, not high-cool, but the ancient Japanese hunting poetry called haiku. Haiku is a 3-line poem. The first and last line are 5 syllables. The middle line is 7 syllables. A syllable, of course, is 1 sound. Butt-Head is 2 syllables, butt and head. So now that you know that, Butt-Head, why don't you compose a haiku for the class?" We go back to Butt-Head, as we now see is nervously laughing. "I have to go to the bathroom," Butt-Head says. "Don't be scared," replies Van Driesen. He goes on to say, "It's easy. Make your haiku about something you know. What did you do yesterday, for instance? Now your first line is 5 syllables. Come on." Butt-Head replies, "That was cool." "Okay. Next line, 7 syllables. When we killed that frog." "Okay. And the last line, 5 syllables. It won't croak again." Van Driesen, with Butt-Head's haiku written on the chalkboard, reads it back. "That was cool, When we killed that frog, It won't croak again. Okay, your turn, Beavis." Back to the boys, Beavis laughs, saying, "Ha ha ha ha. Van Driesen finishes writing Beavis's haiku on the board and says, Okay, Beavis. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha. Okay, great work, guys. You both get A's for this exercise. The boys celebrate by mouthing a rock riff and air guitaring at their desks. Next, we find the boys sitting in the guidance counselor's office. The guidance counselor is an older man with gray hair, dressed in a brown suit jacket and red tie. The guidance counselor goes on and says, "Never can start this career counseling too early. Okay, here's the files." The counselor then reads off the paper. "Oh well, there are people in the bottom percentile. Now this teacher's note says that you should be pulled and go to liberal arts college." While the guidance counselor talks on, Butt-Head talks to Beavis about cyborgs, as then the counselor starts talking to the boys again. What do teachers know? You boys ever read Huxley's Brave New World? Beavis and Butt-Head continue to talk to themselves, ignoring the counselor, as the counselor goes on, talking about the book he mentioned. And that's Beavis and Butt-Head for better or verse. Now let's check out the music videos. First music video is Out of the Blue by Debbie Gibson, and Beavis says, "Olivia Newton-John sucks." The boys then debate on which chick from Beverly Hills 90210 is a slut, and then they change it. Next is Iron Man by Black Sabbath, and the boys mouth the guitar riff to the song, and they both think that the video is cool. Butt-Head mistakes Ozzy for Ozzy's son, saying that Ozzy is old. Beavis asks if Black Sabbath is from Seattle, and Butt-Head says, "No, ass munch, they're American." The background of the video has a man with a bald head and sunglasses, among other pictures. Butt-Head references it, saying, "Whoa, that's that Paul Schaefer dude on the wall." Beavis says that Ozzy bit off the head of a cow once, and Butt-Head says, "Yeah, that was cool. Milk poured out of its neck." Next is They Want EFX by Das EFX. And in the video, one of the members is holding up a torch, and Butt-Head says, "I like fire." Beavis goes on and saying, "Fire, fire, fire, fire." And the last music video is Fight the Youth by Fishbone, and the boys love the video as we see both of the boys jump off the couch onto each other on the floor. Butt-Head wonders why these guys are never on TV, and the boys headbang to it. That's your music videos. Now let's check out the fun facts. Even though this episode was pretty tame, there was some censorship, which the part of Butt-Head lighting the aerosol can with the flame and getting Beavis burned was completely cut. But in the episode, you could still see Beavis being charred after being burned. This episode was officially released on the Too Dumb for TV VHS tape, and For Better or Verse is the 18th episode of Season 2 of Beavis and Butt-Head, and it's the 23rd episode overall. And IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, gives Beavis and Butt-Head For Better or Verse a 7.2 out of 10 rating. Now, I'll give you my review. This is the first time I've seen this episode, and I was kind of, just meh. I'd like to say probably my favorite parts is the beginning with the boys watching TV, and then after with the guidance counselor, and the guidance counselor just going off and talking about a book that he read that was about stupid people, or whatever he was saying. Yeah, that was about it. The Fishbone music video segment, it went on for over 2 minutes, and it almost felt like that was a whole part of the episode. Fishbone seemed to be the band that Beavis and Butt-Head would make fun of rather than really like. But, you know, with these guys, you never really know what they may like. It's always a surprise which bands they like and which bands that they diss. So given everything, the whole main part of the episode was the boys making haikus out of what they're saying, and Mr. Van Driesen trying his best to teach the boys. You gotta feel bad for that hippie every once in a while. It's a mediocre episode. It's not bad. It's kind of right down the middle. I'll have to give this one a 5 out of 10. Rewatchable? Maybe once or twice more, but that's about it. You could go without actually seeing this episode and you'll be just fine. But if you're wanting to be a completionist and watch every single one like I'm doing, then yeah, go ahead and watch it. You get the full picture of the Beavis and Butt-Head world and all that. So there you go. Beavis and Butt-Head, for better or worse, 5 out of 10.